Hey y'all, welcome to my kitchen.
I was born and raised in the South, in the city, and now I live in the Midwest, on a farm, and I love it. Other things I love are Jesus, my family, and everything food. I'm so glad you decided to join me today.
Y'all, I know you can't tell how cold I am, but let me tell you, I just came in from the goat barn. One of our goats, Sylvie, just delivered $2. It was the sweetest thing ever. And of course I got all of it on video, and I'm gonna put some video on at the end. It is the best thing in the world. I love all birth. I love human birth. I love animal birth. I love all birth. And it always brings tears to my eyes. It's such a miracle from the Lord. And He's so good to let us experience it. It's so awesome. I loved growing up in the city, but I love living on a farm. There's so many fun things that happen on a farm. There are record-breaking temperatures all across the country, but especially in the South right now. My Arkansas family has not had this much snow in over 20 years. It's amazing. I wish we were all together, but that's our longing for heaven. For this snowy day, we're gonna make chicken pot pie. Let me show you what you'll need.
2 pie crusts, chicken breasts, minced onion, mixed vegetables, dill weed, butter, heavy cream, chicken broth, and flour.
Hey y'all, are y'all ready to make chicken pot pie? I love chicken pot pie. I even like the chicken pot pie that you buy in the frozen section that you just put in the oven. I love those, only they're so hot all the time. I remember eating them when I was younger, and you turned it over and put it on your plate, and just this billowing steam came up. Do y'all remember that? Did y'all have chicken pot pie like that when you were young? Did you have it when you were older? I'm not against store buying it. I love store-bought things, but let me tell you, homemade chicken pot pie is so good. So I always make it at home if I have time. The first thing you'll do is put half a stick of butter in a saucepan with 1/3 cup of flour, and you'll whisk it up. In goes my half a stick of butter. I'm using my cute little cups from Hadou. 1/3 cup of flour. Then over medium heat, you just let the butter melt and you just whisk it together. It makes a roux, which is simply flour and butter or some type of fat mixed together. That's the start of sauces and everything good. I've already sloshed out some flour when I was whisking it. Sometimes I get overzealous. Now that this is whisked together, whisked. It's a good practice in speaking, whisked. Now I'm gonna add my heavy cream. I love heavy cream. If you whisk too fast at this point, you will slosh it out, which is okay, it's a party. If something gets spilled, remember. If you want to, you can use half and half, or even just regular milk. I like heavy cream full on because it just seems richer. Then I'm gonna add my chicken broth. Perfect. This cools off every time you add something new that's cold, so just be patient. This smells so good. Just turning into a beautiful sauce. I'm gonna let it boil and get thick. Then I'm gonna add my vegetables, and this one just has carrots, peas, corn, green beans, and lima beans. Add whatever vegetables you love. Vegetables make everything prettier. Now I'm gonna add my dill weed. That's about 2 tablespoons. I love dill weed. If you really love dill weed, add as much dill weed as you want. Dill weed is awesome. I'm always afraid I'm gonna run out of dill weed, so of course I have a few canisters of it. It also makes it so pretty. Then I'm gonna add 2 tablespoons of minced onion. You can chop an onion and put it in there. You can use onion salt. You can use onion powder. I really made a mess with that minced onion. It is definitely a party in here. Then I'm gonna add my shredded chicken. You can do 2 to 4 chicken breasts. This is just 2. This is the rest of my chicken. I put it on a cube plate for the beginning to show the ingredients, but this is the rest of the 2 that I shredded. See, that's a lot of chicken. Just salt and pepper, just however much you like. Y'all, this is gorgeous. Now we're gonna set this aside. We need 2 pie crusts for this. You can store buy your pie crust. I made my pie crust from my sweet friend Laurie from John Brown, and I love to use it. And anyway, so I'm using this. I put it in the fridge so it's easier. All right, here we go. Woo! Had a big tear in this pie crust, but it's okay, you can fix it. Most things are very forgiving in cooking. Would y'all agree? Redemption cooking. I kind of need to do a little surgery on this pie crust. Woo. All right, my first pie crust is in here. Cute pie plate from Hadu. I'm gonna put all of that wonderful filling into the pie crust. This is gonna be so good. See, it fills one pie plate beautifully. Then I get out my second pastry. Woo! Voila. Carefully take it off. This is so satisfying when it comes off all in one piece, which it didn't now, but it started to when I was telling you. As you can see, we have a little break in the pastry here. I'm just gonna take off this extra from the side and just put it on there. Sometimes it's fun to cut the extra little pastry in shapes and then lay the shapes on there like leaves or flowers. All the crust. Then just trim around the edges. I never let any crust go to waste. Sweet mother-in-law Pam, when the boys were little, she would make these homemade pies. And remember, I told y'all, when she makes her crust, she doesn't use a cutter, she uses 2 forks, which is mad skill that I do not possess yet. Pam's gonna teach me, I'm sure someday. We spend a lot of time together, I'm sure she'll teach me how. But she used to make these homemade pecan pies, and she would have extra crust, and so she would cut off the crust and she would put it on a cookie sheet with sugar and cinnamon and make little cookies out of it for the boys. Isn't that sweet? I should surprise Rick by doing that with these extras. I'm so gonna do that, like his mom did. I'm making sure I cover up any of the tears on top. Then I'm gonna crimp the edges. If you wanted to, you could roll out that extra dough and do it in a little braid and put the braid around the edge, or do it in a little rope and put the rope around the edge. You can be so creative with this. 150-degree oven. Hi!
Hey,
How are the baby goats?
good. Am I in the picture?
I don't know.
All right.
Now I'm gonna put this in my 350-degree oven for 1 hour. Just took this out of the oven. Can y'all hear the sizzle? So fun. Y'all, thanks for cooking with me today and making chicken pot pie. I can't wait to go out and see the baby goats again. So I'm gonna tell y'all to have a great week. Don't forget to thank Jesus and enjoy. See you next time.